I'm Travis, and I'm 26 years old. I'm not like most people. You see, at my workplace, I'm known as the guy who's always eager to help out, the one the boss favors. I have a passion for my job, especially when it comes to taking care of the plant during holidays. Whenever the plant needed someone on duty during a holiday, I was the first to volunteer, even if it meant working alone. This holiday was different, though. It was the night of the yearly Purge, when all crime was legal for 12 hours. I had been assigned a 12-hour shift from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., making sure the plant kept running smoothly amidst all the chaos. Before my shift started, I made sure to check the plant's parameters and update the logbook meticulously. As the clock struck 7 p.m., the eerie Purge sirens blared through the city. I knew I had to keep a low profile and make sure no one realized I was on duty. To avoid drawing attention from the Purgers, most of the lights in the company were switched off. I decided to head up to the rooftop of our company's 4th floor. From there, I could observe what was happening around without being seen. I found a hidden spot and looked out at the city below. The streets were filled with people wearing scary masks and carrying weapons, causing chaos as they indulged in illegal activities. Hours passed, and I managed to stay hidden, but I needed to check the plant's parameters again. I went down to make sure everything was still running smoothly, and then returned to my rooftop hiding place. But what I saw next left me speechless. On the rooftop of a building about 200 meters away from our company, I witnessed a group of people mercilessly beating a helpless man. My heart raced, and I felt sick to my stomach watching this horrifying scene. But I couldn't look away. The Purgers continued their brutal assault on the victim until they dragged him to the rooftop's edge. I was frozen in place, watching in horror. They demanded that the victim jump from the building. I was so preoccupied by this gruesome scene that I completely forgot about the alarm I had set in case of a tank overflow inside the plant. As the alarm buzzed loudly, I was too far away on the rooftop to hear it. Outside, 3 other Purgers who were roaming the streets heard the alarm coming from our company building. They quickly made their way to the entrance and started banging on the door. Panic coursed through me as I realized what had happened. I rushed back down to the plant, desperately trying to turn off the alarm. But it was too late. 3 armed men had already entered the company building. Luckily, I knew every nook and cranny of the place, and I found a perfect hiding spot. I prayed that they wouldn't discover me. The armed intruders searched the building, but they couldn't find me, no matter how hard they looked. After a tense and nerve-wracking search, they gave up and left. I let out a shaky breath, realizing how narrowly I had escaped danger. I knew I had managed to stay safe by just a hair's breadth. After that terrifying experience, I decided not to return to the rooftop. I continued working quietly, making sure the plant operated smoothly throughout the Purge night. As the hours dragged on, I somehow managed to survive the night without any further incidents. But that chilling experience on the rooftop would stay with me forever. It was a night of terror and survival that forever changed how I saw the world I lived in, leaving an indelible mark on my soul.
My name is Miley, and I never thought I'd find myself in the middle of a nightmare like this. It was Purge night, the one night each year when all crime is legal and chaos reigns in the streets. My heart raced as I stepped out into the darkness, my mission clear. I needed to get medicine for my sick mother. The air was thick with tension as I navigated through the dimly lit streets, my footsteps echoing in the silence. I could hear distant screams and sirens, a chilling reminder of the horrors unfolding around me. But I had to keep going. My mother's health depended on it. As I hurried along, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I glanced over my shoulder and my heart stopped. There were several figures lurking in the shadows, their faces obscured by masks. Killers, undoubtedly drawn to the chaos of Purge night. Panic set in as they closed in on me, their malevolent intentions all too clear. I broke into a sprint, but they were faster and it wasn't long before they caught up to me. They surrounded me, their weapons glinting ominously in the pale moonlight. I was trapped, my back against a cold brick wall, fear coursing through my veins. Just when I thought all hope was lost, a young man in his mid-20s appeared out of nowhere. His name was Max, and he was my unexpected savior. Max fought fiercely, using his wit and strength to fend off my would-be attackers. His courage in the face of danger was nothing short of remarkable. With each swing and dodge, he created an opening, and we made our escape. I clung to his side as we raced through the labyrinthine streets, narrowly avoiding danger at every turn. We eventually arrived at Max's safe house, a hidden sanctuary from the chaos outside. I felt a mixture of relief and gratitude as we stepped inside. Max turned to me, his expression serious. "What were you doing out there on Purge night?" he asked, concern etched on his face. "My mother is sick," I replied, my voice trembling. I needed to get medicine for her. I handed Max the prescription, and without hesitation, he made a promise to help. He ventured back out into the perilous night, risking his life to retrieve the medicine that could save my mother. Time seemed to stretch endlessly as I waited, anxiety gnawing at me. The minutes turned into hours, and just as despair began to set in, Max returned. He was battered and bruised, but he held the precious medicine in his hands. Relief washed over me and tears welled up in my eyes. Max had done the impossible. He had faced the horrors of Purge night and emerged victorious. As the night drew to a close, Max escorted me back to my home. The first rays of dawn were breaking through the darkness, signaling the end of the annual purge. We stood outside my front door, and I turned to Max with gratitude in my heart. "Thank you," I said, my voice filled with emotion. "You saved my life and my mother's." Max simply smiled, his eyes reflecting a sense of satisfaction. "It was the right thing to do," he replied. I couldn't help myself. I threw my arms around him, embracing him in a heartfelt hug. Max's actions had restored my faith in humanity on this darkest of nights. As I finally entered my home, the weight of the night's events began to sink in. I realized that Max was not just a hero. He was a guardian angel who had appeared when I needed him the most. Purge night was over for another year, and the sun rose, casting its warm light over the city. I knew that Max had his own battles to face and his own demons to confront, but he had shown me that even in the darkest of times, there could be a glimmer of hope, a beacon of light. As I lay down beside my mother, the medicine in hand, I couldn't help but smile. Max had proven that compassion and bravery could triumph over the darkness, and I was forever grateful for his selflessness on that fateful Purge night.